What is up? My friend is Bruce Lund, founder, director of 90 Day Sales Manager, and your host for the Solopreneur Movement podcast. Every single week, I come into your life to bring you relevant content to help you grow your business around sales, service, marketing, and mindset. And this week, we're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about how can you challenge people. When you get challenged, how do you counter and how do you pivot to challenge people right back to earn their respect? We've all heard that in business, people do business with those they know, like, and trust. And there's actually a fourth component that is very vital, and it's actually respect. There's actually a Harvard business professor that says people do business with those they trust and they respect. And so I want to talk about, respect, Rodney Dangerfield style. How do you get more respect when it comes to your business and when it comes to your sales? And guys, this is especially important when you are brand new or when you are newer to your service and your product and your sales knowledge. And so talking about this concept, it made me think about, there's a book called The Challenger Sale. And this is the #1 book ever written for sales professionals. And it's the biggest study. They did over 6,000 interviews. And what they actually found is the #1 style for selling are challengers. And I want to talk about what that means, because a lot of us think in business that the relationship builder is king. And it's actually not that case. The top producers out there in any industry are typically challengers, where they're not afraid to challenge people. They're not afraid to be the experts. And I can just tell you, based on my own experience as a younger sales professional, as a younger business owner, especially coaching seasoned people, coaching people that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s that have been doing it for 20 and 30 and even 40 years sometimes for me to be their coach. Sometimes they challenge me. They're like, man, what do you know? You're too young, you're too this, you're too that. What are you going to teach me? And so I have to challenge them right back, because I'm deeply convicted that what I do is ultra important. And I do believe that it's universal. And I do believe that I can help anyone who is hungry, humble, coachable, enlightened. And so over the past 3 years of me growing my own business completely on my own as a solopreneur, I have learned that the more you've been battle tested, the more you can challenge other people, the more you have confidence, the more you can overcome objections. And so I'm also a believer that talking about being battle tested. What does that really mean? People do business with those they know, like, and trust, and respect. Respect to me comes from being battle tested. It comes from you knowing your story. It comes from you having some kind of past struggles that you overcame. It comes from you having deep education and knowledge and skill and desire and confidence, right? And so a lot of us haven't been battle tested, especially early on in business. And so therefore, we can't overcome those objections. We don't have the confidence to overcome objections because we know we haven't been battle tested. So to me, being battle tested comes from having the experience, having unique perspectives, where you've been there and done it. So just think about that with anything in life. If you haven't had a lot of experience in one area, you're probably going to lack the confidence to overcome that. So for me, I tell a lot of people when I go speak, like, what is my free prize? What do I get from you that I can't get from anyone else? I call that your free prize. And my story is, I grew up in small town Michigan. My dad wasn't really around the early part of my life. My mom was working multiple jobs. I lived out in the middle of nowhere, helping raise my sister. So sports was always a release for me. And so I just self-teach myself a lot of, I studied athletes. I studied Ray Allen shooting a jump shot and Alex Rodriguez hitting a baseball. And I'm from Michigan, so Barry Sanders juking and jiving. I would literally VHS record these different people. And so guys, every step of the way early on in my life, I had to do a lot of self-teaching and self-reflection. And so that battle tested me, and not to mention that I was a 5'5", 130-pound little guy, in high school, and then I hit a growth spurt, so I was also a little guy. So I was really battle tested. I was raised by, basically we come from a big family, and so I have 20 or 30 cousins, and I was always the youngest. All right, so I was really, really battle tested early on in my life. But that has carried me every step of the way. That's given me emotional intelligence. So the same thing for you in your business and in your life. What is your free prize? Have you been battle tested? Have you done the heavy lifting to package that up now and go out there, and when people challenge you as to why they're picking you versus all these other people, can you challenge them right back? And so I want to talk about, what does it mean to be a challenger then? What does it actually mean to be a challenger sales? So like I said, this is the biggest study ever done for sales around this topic. And so early on, like I said, when you're in sales, you're going to struggle. When you're in business, you're probably going to struggle because you're going to lack confidence and all that kind of stuff. So you're not going to be able to challenge people back when they challenge you, all right? But this is how you can start to build that muscle. So most people believe that in sales, the relationship builder is king. However, 40% of high sales performers are actually, they use the primary challenger sales style. So what does that mean? They're not afraid to challenge people back. So here's some different characteristics. You know, a challenger loves to debate and push customers. They have a strong understanding of the customer's business. They know the customer's value drivers. Guys, here's my favorite. They're comfortable talking about money, right? A lot of us, when somebody challenges us about price, we get uncomfortable. A challenger isn't even afraid to take that head on. They're not afraid to pivot from money to value, right? Money changes hands when problems are solved. So challengers aren't afraid to address what are the true problems that it is in your business. Let's address those head on because they are the expert, because they are true teachers. They're not afraid to tailor their message towards that, all right? So I just thought this concept was very important because I still get challenged every single day. I still get people asking me why you versus this company, this company, this company. And I also make a joke, you know, there's more sales coaches than there are actual salespeople in today's world. And so if I can't challenge people back, especially people who are CEOs and are running Fortune 500 companies, and they're looking at 90-day sales versus all these other programs, I can't be afraid to challenge people back. If they test me, I can't be afraid to push back and test them, all right, because I'm deeply convicted in what it is I do. And my analogy for this, one of my favorite analogies for you, is, you know, think about when you get on a roller coaster. You sit down on the roller coaster, you get strapped in, you put your harness on. One of the first things that you are going to do is test it. So you test to make sure that it's locked. You test to make sure that it's secured, all right? Because what are you really trying to figure out? Am I going to test this ride? Am I going to test the equipment? You know, does this stuff know what it's doing? Guys, it's the same thing for us in sales and business. Big-time performers and producers are going to get challenged. And they're not afraid to challenge right back because they know they're the expert. They know they've been battle tested. They know they've done the heavy lifting to know what their products and their services are. So I hope that helps you when you start thinking about your own business. And the best way for you to get experience in this area is to go out there and get unique perspectives, to go for no, right? You're going to get no. Some will, some won't, so what? That's how we learn. That's how we grow from these unique experiences for you and your business. But I just want you to know, if you are an expert and you're good at what you do and you offer some kind of product or service that can help other people, you're going to get pushback, and you can't be afraid to push back right away. You can't be afraid to challenge them, right? You can say almost anything to anyone depending on how you say it. So I'm giving you permission to go out there and challenge people, right? Another part of this study in the Challenger Sale is 7% of top producers were relationship builders according to the study. So guys, 40% of people that were top producers out of the 5 different styles in this book are challengers. Only 7% were relationship builders. All right, so I try to do both, but there are times in the transaction, in the sales cycle, that you're going to have to push them back. You're going to have to challenge them right back to show why you're an expert, to make them respect you. I hope that helps you in your sales game.